Hello, D-Rock here. Welcome to the channel. Outlined in red, the Mojave Desert is sandwiched by the Great Basin Desert to the north and the Sonoran Desert to the south. Occupying space in 4 states, the Mojave Desert is vast. Still considered a high desert, the Mojave is the driest of the 3 desert regions aforementioned. However, just like the Great Basin Desert, the Mojave was abundant with vegetation and animals and water at one time. The Mojave Desert has always been a home to people, in the distant past as well as the present. So what secrets does the Mojave hold? What stories are lost? Perhaps we'll never know. So please join me as I head out into the Mojave Desert to discover what once was. Ooh, what do we got here? Jawbone. We're already finding cool stuff. Well, the temps are tolerable, so I am back into the lower desert. Not low desert, but lower. Lower than I have been in a few months anyway. It's nice and cool. Sun's coming up, it's gonna warm up. We're still looking at the 90s as a high today, but that's better than 115, so I'll take it. Pretty calm morning out here. It's amazing how quiet the desert can be. It can like be deafening. It's so quiet, if that makes any sense. Maybe it's just my tinnitus. So I try and keep my expectations low, that way I'm not disappointed. And as I mentioned, chances of me finding anything spectacular are actually pretty low. You do get the surprise every now and then, but for the most part, as I mentioned, if I do find anything, it's going to be simply just lithic material or evidence that someone or group of people were making tools, whether it be scrapers, projectile points, anything of that nature, or come across maybe an old kill site where they, worked on their tools before they processed an animal. But that's just the way it is when you're looking specifically just on the surface. I'm gonna keep walking here. I really haven't seen anything as far as indications of a little bit of lithic material right at the beginning here, but you can kind of get an idea of where I'm walking. I'm going to get up to these cliff bases and maybe we'll stumble into something. Maybe not. Never know. However, still a nice morning to be wandering in the desert. While I'm up here, I'll go close up to those cliffs there. That's sandstone. Maybe we'll run into some rock art. You never know. It's good to just search everything. So there's a big drainage coming down right here as this kind of lower section comes up. Maybe find some stuff up here. I don't know. Yeah, it's always a guessing game, really. Sometimes I think, wow, that would be a great place to hang out. And of course, there's nothing there, and then when I'm walking through a place I don't think is so great, I'll find lots of stuff. It's just sometimes completely random. Well, we got some scat right there. That's either coyote or cougar. So we need to stay a little frosty out here so we don't have an encounter. More than likely we wouldn't, but there's always that possibility. Well, we're not going up in there. Completely choked with scrub oak. If you've never had the pleasure of wading through chest-high scrub oak in shorts and short sleeves, well, I guess you won't know. So I'll just tell you, it sucks. There's a larger drainage farther down to the left here, so we'll have a peek in there. There's a larger drainage. Still pretty choked with stuff up in here. But just kind of scanning up in the cliffs there, see if there's any caves. I'm not seeing any rock art either. You just never know where or when you'll come across it. It's always a possibility. Well, all right, finally. We got another piece of lithic material here, and this is chert or flint or jasper. All kind of the same stuff, but sweet. Kind of sticks out. Oh, there's another piece right there. Like I said, sometimes this is about all I'll ever find. So I know this probably doesn't seem that spectacular, but it does indicate that people were here and they were, you know, working on a tool of some sort. Ooh, there's some more. There's another flake. It kind of stands out. Now, there's another drainage going right into here, so I'm gonna have a look in this area. So that drainage would have emptied out. You can see how it flows out through here. A lot of times people hung out near those drainages, perhaps in a time when there was a little bit more water in the area. That would have been quite some time ago. Even 1,000 years ago out here, the climate would have been relatively similar. So, yeah. Anyway, we're gonna kind of walk down and see what we come across in there, if anything at all. This stuff is sticking out right here. Look at that. I mean, is that a type of chert there? Jasper? Looks like it almost. Out of the 3 flint jasper chert, I think this might be something along those lines, possibly. Anyway, it might have been part of a core stone, but it's just here. Looks like it's been fractured. Well, all right. Little bits here and there. Little bits here and there. Little tiny breadcrumbs leading to probably nothing. Once again, looking for material that stands out. And that stands out, so maybe it's a rock, or I don't know. Seems out of place. I'm going to slowly make my way up to the mouth of this drainage. There's like a bit of an overhang in the rocks right here. We'll go have a look in there. It might be some rock art. You never know. Spirit of exploration. That's a piece of worked chert. That is lithic material right there. Ooh. Yup. Right in this drainage. So, that's encouraging. So we're finding proof that people were in the area. That's all we're doing at this point. Not really coming across artifacts. What we're coming across is the trash, the residuals from artifact production. Well, I went up and had a look up in here. There's no rock art. Would have been a good spot. There's a nice little ledge right there, but nothing. So make our way back out here and continue. Maybe we should walk this wash back out. Don't know. Oh, here we go. That's a definite piece of lithic material. Interesting. Yeah, all right. Finding stuff here and there. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, that's a nice piece there. Yeah. So I've been examining this area and I've been finding lithic material here and there. And now I believe I've just come across an actual artifact. So, yeah. Boy, that sticks out. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, yeah. So that's, notice how smooth that is? This is probably a mano that was used to grind down stuff. You can see how smooth that is, that surface. Let's go in for a close-up with another camera. All right, you can see how smooth that is. Where you can actually tell how it's been ground down on either side. Oh, I'm sorry, covered in flies. It's warmed up. Whew. But yeah, I think that's probably a mano because it was used to scrape back and forth, which is why it's so smooth on the other side. But this is a legit artifact here. How cool is that? Fractured, so I don't know, maybe broke to fit someone's hand, or I don't know. But yeah, we found our first artifact today. So pretty cool documenting this. And of course we'll leave it right where we found it in the sand here. That's awesome. Finding a legit artifact that completely made the day worth it. It's been a great morning just walking anyway. It's warmed up, covered in flies now. That's okay, but I just want to have one more look at this because I think this is absolutely great. The last person that touched this could have lived 1,000 years ago. You know, it's just, that's the human connection I was talking about earlier, but it is so smooth on and flat on either of those sides that I feel without a doubt this is an actual artifact and more than is a mano. So that's really cool. Yeah, right on. So if you're asking yourself, how is that just simply on the surface? Well, what I'm walking on right now is essentially a sand dune. So heavy winds out here are really frequent. Things get covered, things get uncovered. So that's how that came to be on the surface like that. It's just enough time and wind's either going to uncover it or rebury it or both, and it goes back and forth. Oh my goodness. Look at this. We just found a beautiful piece of pottery. Look at that. Oh, got to go in for a close-up, folks. Oh man. We got painted pottery. How exciting. Here is a view of the pot sherd here. So this has been uncovered. Like I just mentioned, I'm walking on a sand dune literally, and these pieces get uncovered from time to time by the winds, you know, the elements. But it's just on the surface, so I'm just gonna pick it up and have a closer look at it. Wow, look at that. So you can see the painted lines in it. Anything on the back there? No? Yeah, classic black and white pot sherd. Wow, how awesome is that? I'll just pick that up right where we found it. Put it down, I mean. That's absolutely exciting. I haven't found a pot sherd in some time, so I was totally not expecting to find any pottery. That's exciting. Just out here in the desert like that. How awesome. So I'm going to mark this spot, and we're going to keep walking around for a little bit longer. Dang, I'll be stuck out here for a few more hours. Huh, well, there might be a little pueblo buried underneath these sand dunes. I mean, you never know. So I've got quite a bit of seeing more and more lithic material, as you can tell, right on the surface here. I'm kind of under the impression that I might be on a little pueblo. It's buried, of course, in the sand. I don't know. Got a mano, some pot sherd, and a little bit more of lithic material. I'm just speculate. Oh, wait a minute, what is that? Oh, check that out. That right there, obsidian. Flaked obsidian. This might have been imported from up there in the Great Basin Desert, where I was finding piles and piles of this stuff. So this may be from that area, traded down for pottery. Yeah. All right, this is certainly a fascinating area, and I did not think I'd come across anything, but it appears that I got lucky today. It was a slow burner, that's for sure. So fascinating. It's starting to, temps are starting to rise, so I kind of got to be careful with my hound out here. We're not quite into the cooler weather yet. I mean, it's cool enough to spend the morning out here, but my day, we're talking 90 degrees. So it's time to move on out here. We're already almost at noon now. Yeah, it's time suck just slowly walking around out here. So there you have it. I can't believe I found a couple pretty cool artifacts out here. So fractured mano and then a pot sherd, along with some lithic material. Yeah, there you have it, man. Mojave Desert, there's people were hanging out here. This was home, man. So yeah, lots more content on the way. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It is free. It helps the channel tremendously. And we'll see you next time, folks. D-Rock out. Adios.